Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Today we're taking an early look on the Forge Guards minion build that I've been playing for the start of Tomb of the Erased in Last Epoch. And let me tell you, it feels really good at the moment, even though I still have some more things to do to the build. But as of now, we're pushing 250 corruptions with ease and just trying to get yourself to Abreth and unlocking everything on the factions and stuff like that. But the build overall is kind of where I want it to be, and I figure I make just another video for the mid-vaxing version of this character, as I really want to share you what we've done so far with it. And as you can see, the character right now is at level 93, and we are still needing to kill 4 more Harbingers to get ourselves to endgame and Abreth. So we still have a little bit more to go there, but just let's take a look on the character as it is right now. So 93, and the biggest thing with this character, the Forge Guard, is that you can actually get yourself to block cap really easy right now. I actually overcapped right now, which is awesome. But yeah, so you get the block cap really easy. And the first thing is that you can get from shield. This shield has a lot of block chance from the actual base, right? And then you just hit it with a T7 block on it as well. And I just went from this old one here. You can get something similar like this if you want to early on. It shouldn't cost you or be too hard to get. But yeah, this is what you want to aim for. And the reason we're going with this actually is that you get the extra 32% of block effectiveness applies to damage over time as if it has been blocked. So basically what block effectiveness does is it makes you take reduced damage when you block a hit, right? And as we do have a block cap, we block all the time, and yeah, so a percentage of this block effectiveness is then applied to damage over time, which is going to be super strong. And obviously we have a lot of other mitigation as well, like from the Sentinel Relic, we have some armor mitigation here, and you get some from your chest as well, and from your passive tree. So super awesome to mitigate that. Super tanky build. And something that I really want to get a little bit more on is going to be the health regen, but that's for the mid-maxing version of the build. Now, the resist also really easy basically to get yourself cap. I still have a little bit I need to work on there, some cold resist. But with the new Weaver's idols, you can get your resist up very easy. Have some lightning here, you can get all the elemental resist as well, necrotic with the vitality for health and regen, and another poison resist there. A lot of resist from your idols. You don't really need any class idols, but that's also something that I'm looking into. You have some conversions there. You take like void damage to physical and stuff like that you can use, which is probably going to be quite strong with even more block effectiveness on them as well. So you take less damage with the shield, stuff like that. And yeah, it's going to be insane. But that's for the end main version. Otherwise, with the idols, as we already hear, just go for increased life as much as you can, and just cap your resist with your idols. That's how I approached it. Now, if you take a look, the character is quite fast, as you can see, and I'm actually using a double setup with this version. So, as we are running right now, we had 72 movement speed with the Cyclone, or Warpath, sorry. And I'm actually swapping some gear when I'm doing bosses right now. So, if you drop those, this is the bossing setup, and we get quite a bit of damage when doing this. But this is what I'm using when we are going through the other monoliths. And yeah, there is quite a bit that you have to run, right? Movement speed is going to be very important for you when you do your first run through, and even later on. But it can be hard to have this set up at higher corruption, so do keep that in mind. But it works really great as of now. Around 250, and I probably will be doing it should be fine even higher though, like 300, but maybe not at 500. So let's take a look on our gear here, and starting with our weapon here, I bet this is more. You can get this quite early on, and if you are on trade, congrats to you. You can just go ahead and buy yourself 1 LP more, and then you buy yourself a T7 axe with melee crit strike chance on it, and you just slam this bad boy when you're doing your Sanctum. Now the axe overall is also really nice because you do have a required level of 65 on it, and that means when you are doing your Sanctum, you can do it on the level 2 one, which is going to be the one you want to do to get yourself your guarantee LP slam basically. Then the requirement is max 65, so you can do it on your level 2 Sanctum, which is super strong and shouldn't be too hard to do with your old weapon equipped, right? Your forged weapon is going to get the stats on your main weapon, right? So they get tons of flat melee critical strike chance, so the base crit basically. And you get all the perks from this axe as well. You get extra flat damage, increased melee damage, and you got all the other 6 on the implicits. Really great weapon to start with, I would say. So do get that, and this will boost up the base crit, as I mentioned, by quite a bit. You get 18 from here, you have 5% from by default basically, so that's 23%, and then the next item, Phantom's Grip, this will boost minion critical strike chance by additional 4, so then we are at, how much is it, 27% base crit. Now, this one also makes it so the stats on your gloves applies to your forged weapon at a percentage here. You get this up to 100%. And here's going to be the next good thing. So, at the moment, this is the gloves we're using for the movement speed boost. But the stats are going to be the same that you want to look for, basically. Increased critical strike chance is going to be the main attribute that you want here. Try to get that as high as possible. So this will then boost that 27% base crit, 100% from these gloves, for example. So you get up to 54. Is my math right? 54% base, not base crit, but critical strike chance on the weapons, right? And also the increased melee attack speed also helps. Now these gloves, as I mentioned, we use this for the movement speed. You get the swiftness buff from these gloves, and these gloves at the moment is giving us almost 20% move speed, so that's really crazy. Now these gloves also have some increased attack speed as well on them, so we do actually get applied to the minions. And then also you have a more damage to feared enemies, so you could actually use this to apply fear on the enemies, and weapon should be able to deal more damage technically to feared enemies. So it's not too bad actually, but yeah, this is what we go with. And then the ring airball circuit, it's giving you increased move speed as the base, and then also additional increased move speed for you and your minions. So this is what we are using to move around so fast. And I just went with this belt, a divine girdle. You get increased move speed from this, and you can actually use a, let's see, you can use a ward trail really early on if you want to. This get up to 10% increased move speed, and if you get one with just some LP on it, you can just slam some minion damage maybe, or whatever you want on it early on. So that's something that you can do. That's going to be for the movement speed setup. Then for bosses though, I'm using the Falcon's Fist now, which is really awesome. So the two bottom lines here, you get increased melee attack speed and also melee fire damage for you and your minions. So this will get applied with the Phantom's Grip, right? And then you get the other things as well, the increased critical strike chance, the increased melee attack speed as well, which is going to be the important notes here. And the funny thing with these gloves is that they are, if you are playing on trade, congrats to you, because they are super cheap to get 3 LP on them. It's kind of ridiculous actually. But the thing is that you use these, or the main goal with these gloves is to use them with your Falcon, right? And yeah, they really suck when you do that. So these are really awesome for Force Guards though, because you do get the buffs as mentioned here, and that's why they are so cheap. No one uses them, no one plays Force Guard. So here we have those gloves. And I'm also using a turquoise ring here, because you do get the minion buffs from the implicit here. And yeah, really awesome. The main thing is going to be Minion Critical Strike Multiplier. This is how you get multiplied damage, right? And you could go with the double Phantom's Grip if you want to. That's going to improve the gloves by... it will basically double the stats, right, of the gloves. But for me, I just go with this ring here. I deal more damage by using this ring, and I do have the block and stuff like that that I do need right now. The shield we went over a little bit earlier. You get shit tons of block chance from this. You get yourself a 1 LP shield and slam T7 block chance on there, and yeah, you get the block effectiveness applied to damage over time as mentioned earlier. We also get some extra block effectiveness on the shield as well, so it's a huge game changer, really awesome shield. And you also get the petrify stuff here as well, which is kind of cool. So each second every enemy look at you, you have up to 20% chance to be petrified for 2 seconds. It's going to be reduced for rares and bosses. And when you block an enemy hit, up to 20% chance to petrify for 2 seconds. And yeah, so this just makes it so they basically get stunned from time to time, which is also helpful. And one thing is also with your Manifest Armor. So Shield Bearer here, Manifest Armor gain a shield which scales with the stats on your equipped shield. I'm not really sure if it's applying those stats though. I'm hoping that I do, but I'm not really sure. I will have to come back with that. But that would make it so you have basically double chance to stun enemies with it, right? Now, the other items, Death Rattle, nothing crazy. I went with increased minion health here. It's super nice to have one big number of minion health, right? To have increased survivability. Nothing really that you maybe need earlier corruptions, but when you get to late corruptions, some source of minion health is really nice to have. So I just got a 2 LP Death Rattle and slammed it on here for now. And yeah, the other gear, we have a null great helm, and here you get to reduce bonus damage from crits from the implicit. Same going to be from the boots here. So you want to get 100% combined with these two to get yourself immune to, not immune, but you take no extra bonus damage from crits, which is useful as hell. And then lastly, Champions Regalia. You get some extra armor mitigation, also applies to damage over time from this. And these 3 items also gives you tons of flat armor as well, which is really helpful. And the body armor here, something I really want to go for, is going to be the Void damage taken as physical. This is going to help really a lot when doing Aberrath and all the Nemesis bosses. Not the Nemesis, the Hardbringers. And yeah, if you get the T7, you get like 85% from that. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, you could also get one of those those class idols that gives you a percent of, same there, Void as physical with block effectiveness on them. It is going to give you 100% conversion. Void to physical, which will get reduced then by your armor. And obviously armor is also something that I'm looking into to boost with this character, and we should be able to get ton more armor, but yeah, that's for the in-game version basically. And the last item, Code of the Erased Sentinel. Here you get more armor mitigation, applies to damage over time, so it's huge quality of life here, increased armor, and also +1 to Sentinel skills. This is something that is a work in progress. This is the latest one that I got, and we do get the elemental resist with the health and health regen, so it's a decent one that we probably going to use for a while, but there is obviously better ones to get. But for now, pretty nice. It do helps us getting capped with the resist basically. Take a look on the blessings. It's basically the same as before. The only thing I changed right now is going to be this one here for the void resistant. Here we had health gain when we block. For now we're going with void resist. Other than that, we're going with the health region on this one. We have all resistance here and also armor while channeling. And then the last one is going to be the block blessing here. And this one actually do give us up to 8%, so I'm going to try and get a little bit more here. And it's going to make it so we can swap out of some of those points from our passive tree. Let's see, we have 3 points here, for example, that we can take away then, because you do get the block chance here from that, right? And it will save up some more points that we can put elsewhere. Here's another that we can use, 3 points for the block chance. Now we take a look on the blessings here. The only real change that we did is going to be this one here. The void resistance we go with now instead, and before we had health gain on block here. Might go back into that later on when we get ourselves some more resistance. Other than that, health region here, we have all resist up and also armor while channeling. And the last one is going to be block. And here something that we want to get, we can get more block from here. We have the low roll sadly. But we get 1% more block chance here. This will make us able to respec from one of the other points that we have from our mastery here. And that was also something that I forgot to mention on the other video. So before you only needed to put 1 point here to get the block chance. Same on the paladin tree here. They changed this to 3 points. I don't really know when they changed that. So if you want to get those nodes, you need 3 points. But yeah, getting that blessing will make us able to respec one of those two. Not really sure which we want. Probably this one. But yeah, the Sentinel, the normal Sentinel, still just needs 1 point for the block chance for here. And while we're here, let's just take a look on this passives real quick. And I'm still think we are basically the same. We might change the Juggernaut to Fearless if we can manage the resist. Force Guard, nothing crazy. We still have these nodes like right here to pick up. The liquid iron. This makes so we take less damage over time taken, up to 15%, and this will get doubled when we're using a potion. And we do use potion from time to time. That's going to be to heal our minions right from this. So really nice addition here. 30% less damage over time is huge. And on the paladin here, I'm just going with all the resist and some health. And now we're using Holy Icon here to get ourselves some extra necrotic resistant and also health. And yeah, you can also use Void Knight if you need the Void resist and physical resist. Really helpful here. The 5 point here would be really worth taking though, because you do get the Void and physical damage taken. Less here, 5%, which is big. So we'll probably take a look on that. But this is how we are using or how our passive tree looks so far. Now let's just take a quick look on our skills. And the Force Strike is basically unchanged. We are taking all the damage nodes to buff our forged weapons. Then on the Manifest Armor we are also the same basically. I'm not really sure, as I mentioned earlier, if this actually works with this shield, with the bonus there that we get. It do take less damage though, that should work, but the stun thing here is the most interesting part, I would say. But yeah, we're using 1 point. The extra health that we get here is also nice, so whatever. Otherwise, we should probably put them in here to get more stats, right? Now, Void Cleave is what's buffing our minions. Now, I like to do without Scorching Path, and that's for when you are doing low corruptions. You're usually so far ahead all of the time of your weapons, right? Your minions. And the Scorching Path makes you required to hit your minions for them to apply the Molten Infusion. And the Molten Infusion will boost, give you flat damage, right, on the minions. But this makes it so you need to hit the minions for them to actually get the buff. And so I like to play without this when I'm doing low corruptions. And then I just spec into that when I'm like pushing higher corruptions, right? For bossings, for example. And we always have 1 extra point on this tree for that when we would need it. But other than that, nothing new here. And Cyclone, Warpath, sorry, always says that wrong. Moving Forge with Reckless Spin. I have one extra point here in Unchained actually. Not sure if I mentioned that, but that's because so we get some of the mana back when we are running around, because we do need it to do some other abilities, right? So one extra point here is needed to get your mana back, otherwise we will be still on the mana. Movement speed is really important, and also Juggernaut stance to get yourself to block chance, block cap. And that's also important that you actually get the Warpath on your chest for now. You do need +2 or just a normal T5 for it, so you don't need any of the higher tiers to get yourself to cap. So that's quite important to note on that part. Now one other thing actually, why we're using Force Strike, that's because when we are using this one. So when you are spending mana, 20 mana or more, you get 30% attack speed for your minions. That's why we are using Force Strike from time to time to proc that. So that's very important to know if you have missed that. Now, other than that, Seal of Power, Seal of Hope, Symbols of Hope, sorry, they changed it. This gives us a buff ourselves and to our minions. We get extra damage, extra fire damage from this, and also health regen. Now we also have this one right here. This will increase damage by you and your allies by 25% per symbol, and here you get even more flat damage. We get even more crit chance here, and then +1 to symbols. We have 4 symbols, so we get 100% increased damage, 80% crit, and I think it's like 12 flat fire damage if I'm not mistaken, and then some extra endurance, why not. So that's going to be the build showcase so far, and yeah, I make another video when we are a little bit more mid-max, but I do think like the basics here is going to be the same. We're just going to get more stats, better stats as we go basically. Probably idols is going to be the main thing here, and also the void to physical damage. It's going to be huge. Getting more armor is also on the bucket list here. And yeah, but it's looking really good. It's been super fun and fast. I just haven't had that much time to play sadly. But yeah, we are going there. We are getting to the end game, and I'm looking forward how to see the end game version of this build. One extra thing that I forgot to mention, which is something that I really want to try and get, is also going to be using the set shards, right? Which is new. The main thing that we really want is for the helm. If you can get this, you will get increased armor and also flat health regen per forged weapon on us. This is going to boost the survivability by a ton if we can get it on our helm. Now, we can also go and grab ourselves one of these on the chest. Now this is going to be something that you want to get like a sealed affix, because you don't really get the benefits here. It doesn't really matter for us, but you do get the 2 set there, which will boost the level of Forged Strike if you can get that. And with that we can put 3 more points in Engine of War here, which will make it so the Forged Strike hit in a larger area, which will just help out with our clear as well. If you're interested in what I'm using for the Warriors tree, this is going to be it. Let's start to the right here. We're taking all of these nodes here. This is basically blocking everything except for experience. Really helpful to get yourself some more XP going on. And then we put some points here in Memory of Fortune. This will increase Memory Amber, and that's what we are spending right to get ourselves our echoes and stuff like that, and also the idols. Other than that, it's basically pretty simple. I went down here to get more keys drop, which is really helpful. The boss keys, which is nice to get. For these 2 nodes here, I put in False Temple. That's going to be the shrine echoes that you can get, which is super fun and super useful. And then also I spec into Loot Lizards here, and that's also because a combination with this, with the False Temple, with the shrines basically. Sometimes you get the lizard shrines right, and yeah, it will just boost those as well. It's super fun, super helpful. And for these two, I put Chorus Erased Sentinel. That's because I'm farming them at the moment. And also in Champions Regalia here. And you can change these, obviously, whatever you want to. But this is what I'm going for so far. And yeah, so this is the tree. Some extra points here for extra gold chance. Very simple setup, nothing crazy. And yeah, this is what I'm using right now. If you got any other questions, feel free to drop a comment and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Other than that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!